Picture this. The world stands on the edge of an abyss. Tensions between superpowers have boiled over, not with tanks rolling across borders or fighter jets screaming overhead, but in a place where no sunlight reaches, where silence is the deadliest weapon, and where a single wrong move could end millions of lives. Beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean, the most advanced machines of war in human history are now stalking each other. And somewhere out there, the order to strike could come without warning. The trigger. It all began when Washington made a bold and risky move, deploying nuclear-capable submarines into the Asia-Pacific, brushing past decades of carefully maintained diplomatic boundaries. For Moscow and Beijing, these weren't just red lines, they were tripwires. Only days earlier, Dmitry Medvedev, former Russian president and close ally of Vladimir Putin, issued a stark warning. If the United States did not step back from its involvement in Ukraine, it could face a nuclear counterattack. This wasn't an offhand remark. It was a direct statement from one of the highest-ranking figures in Russia, backed by a reminder of the nation's so-called self-destruct system, a term shrouded in secrecy and fear. Washington's reply was not given at a press conference or through diplomatic notes. Instead, it came silently, deep below the waves. Two fully ballistic-capable submarines dispatched to patrol waters near Russia and East Asia. The message was clear. We are here, we can reach you, and we are ready. A show of force at sea. Then came an event that, at first glance, seemed routine: Russian and Chinese naval exercises in the Sea of Japan. But for those who follow military strategy, this was anything but ordinary. The drills were no mere simulations. Live ammunition was used in exercises that mimicked detecting, pursuing, and destroying enemy submarines. The timing? Just days after the U.S. deployment. The audience? Not the general public, but the U.S. Navy, who would immediately understand the implications. For Moscow and Beijing, this was a chess move in a larger game, demonstrating they could track even the most advanced stealth submarines the U.S. possesses and destroy them if necessary. Beneath the waves, the real battlefield. While news cameras focused on surface ships and flag ceremonies, something more serious was happening below. Intelligence reports suggested a significant increase in underwater communications between Russia's Pacific Fleet and China's naval forces in the Yellow Sea. Even more telling was the presence of Chinese guided missile destroyers integrating with Russian patrol formations, a rare display of interoperability between two naval powers traditionally operating separately. This meant their navies were not just talking, they were training to fight together. A senior defense analyst in Tokyo described these maneuvers as combat patterns, not drills. In the unforgiving environment of submarine warfare, that distinction matters. A wrong sonar ping or a mistaken identification could lead to an immediate strike. The tools of silent war. To understand the danger, you have to know the tools being used. Russia's Yasin M-class submarines are some of the quietest in the world, earning the NATO nickname Submarine Hunters. They carry long-range cruise missiles, advanced sonar arrays, and are designed to track and kill other submarines before they even know they've been spotted. China's Type 093 Shang-class submarines are faster and quieter than their predecessors, capable of operating deep in contested waters and delivering swift, silent attacks. In these conditions, even the most advanced American submarine, such as the Ohio-class or Virginia-class, could find itself hunted, trapped, and destroyed before it could surface. The element of surprise. What's truly alarming is that this standoff isn't happening in the expected hotspot of the Black Sea or the waters off Ukraine. It's unfolding in the Pacific, thousands of miles away from Europe, where much of the world's attention is fixed. By opening a potential new front in the east, Russia and China may be executing a classic strategy: strike where your opponent is weakest and least prepared. If Washington keeps escalating its involvement in Ukraine, retaliation might not come in Europe at all.
It could come from the depths of the Pacific, with China providing the operational support to make it possible.
A history of accidents leading to war. History is filled with moments when great wars began over small mistakes. In 1983, the world came within minutes of nuclear war when Soviet early warning systems falsely detected incoming U.S. missiles. In 1968, the U.S. submarine USS Scorpion was lost under mysterious circumstances in the Atlantic. And in 2001, a collision between a U.S. EP-3 surveillance plane and a Chinese fighter jet caused an international incident. Now, with submarines operating in close quarters, the margin for error is even smaller. One wrong move could send a nuclear-capable submarine to the ocean floor, an act that would demand retaliation. The present standoff. At this moment, American submarines are operating in waters that Russia and China have already declared locked down. The U.S. is betting on its technological superiority, stealth coatings, advanced sonar, and better trained crews. But Moscow and Beijing are relying on something else entirely: the readiness to act without hesitation. The question is no longer whether there will be an encounter. It's whether the first shot will be fired intentionally or by mistake. Above the surface, no official war has been declared. But below the waves, the first moves of a silent battle have already been played. The world may not hear the first shot, but everyone will feel the consequences. And now, the only question left is, who will fire first?